Hello, Rob. I'm not sure how much of this talk you remember from last time, so forgive me if I go over things twice. But um, I think the real key innovation here to do this, where it's easy to change roles, but also has some resistance for you, is a safety check. So these are used in the printing industry. I used them at a rubber plant before, and basically, as you pivot this handle back and forth, you can insert and take out this bar really quickly and easily. And it only opens when the U shape is at the top. So as soon as it starts to spin, it actually closes itself, so nothing can come out. Um, it's a really clever way to take bars in and out quickly. So I would cut a hole in the casting. I'll probably use I think this hole is a little bit too large of an opening. I probably close that hole up a little bit. I have it higher on the top because I want somebody's hands not to get caught. I want it to be a nice free open space. But I think I could pull that down a little bit. But anyway, I would cut holes in the corners with a hole saw, and then use a reciprocating saw to join the corners. Um, I could even do this on site actually, because most of these other parts are going to be prefabricated before I ever install it. So I would get a couple of safety chucks coming, and then those safety chucks would attach to this hydraulic motor. And basically, we're going to use this hydraulic motor sort of in reverse. So as this shaft spins, it's going to be forced to spin the motor, and then we're going to put flow control valves on the output of the motor, so we're going to restrict its ability to flow, and that's going to increase our tension on the bar. All of that pressure will then flow back into a tank, which I didn't model up, but there would just be a tank sitting here on the ground, and we'd have a inlet for it to pick up oil from, and an outlet just going straight back to tank, and with that flow control valve in the way. I would do that on both of those shafts. I think you wanted resistance on both shafts, and so the quote that I'm sending you is for two resisted bars. I didn't update the model since I did it for John Henry Foster, and so there's nothing here for the transducer, because we don't need a transducer anymore. So I wouldn't modify your machine at all in that regard. And I forget what was exactly there. I think I added those. I don't think those were there originally, but the gist of it is I don't need to mess with anything there. All I need to do is cut a hole, and then the rest of it is intended to bolt on. So these plates would bolt on. This plate would be welded on, and then your motor would slide on. There'd be a coupler between the motor and the safety chuck. And I even left these crossbars in because I thought if you guys wanted to go with the fancy schmancy Foster plan, I wanted to show you that it would still fit. So I could actually retrofit that on there if you wanted to relatively easily. I probably would not weld those bars in there, but I'm just saying that they could fit there. So then the only other modification I would need to make is that the bars that are currently there have to have flat spots milled on them, and I couldn't do that on site, but I could make you some new bars, or really I just prefer to take the whole thing with me, and then I'll shoot you a price for modifying the first one, and then what I think the price would get down to once we know what we're doing. Once I've got this down to a science, it's not going to be this expensive every time. So hopefully I'm within the range of something you would consider this year. Thank you.